one more time. Hello, everyone. And
Hello.
welcome. Yes. Welcome to this very healing, happy place that we're spending time together. So, like she said, my name is Uri. I go as a moon priestess. I am actually a certified licensed clinical hypnotherapist, specialized in past life regression and inner child healing. Is my main work. And I have done breathwork ceremonies, mushroom ceremonies, plant ceremonies of all different types. I do full moon ceremonies in person and over the Zoom every month. And today actually happens to be a new moon in Leo. And when we are left with a little bit of time later, I invite you to, how about we all do some ceremony together?
Yes.
Yes. And let's just bring in the Leo energy as we're going to need it. We really, really need to embrace healthy Leo energy, right? Not the energy that you know of the Leo, typical Leo, of a very selfish and egotistical Leo. That's how we look at, oh, if you're Leo, then you must fit this. No, we are going to bring in very healthy, the Lion King energy, the leadership energy, courageous and ready to just conquer the world energy is what we're gonna bring it in. And we get to do this ceremony. Happen to be new moon today. So we'll do that. I promise you we're gonna do that all together. And to give you a little bit about why I have this as a topic, healing with past life, time traveling, and shifting the Akashic records. And not because I had an interest in it, because I am the one who actually had to go through to heal myself, which I am pretty sure a lot of you can relate to my story. So to give you a little bit about my background is that I was a fashion consultant. And you will not believe because I have always this big smile in my face right now, and I'm very welcoming and warming right now. But just 20 years ago, I'm telling you, just about 25 years ago, let's not count my age, but just about early 30s, my nickname was Ice Baby. Yeah. Because my heart was completely shot, right? And I lived under matrix, and people were afraid to talk to me. Here, even when I met Angela, I was very open, and then I was friendly, and that's been about, I would say, 7 years. Before, I'm just like this woman, right? I'm gonna go and get it done. I'm in fashion industry, very competitive industry. I went to school for Parsons Group Design, which is the most competitive fashion school in the world. And your classmates are, what are they? They're not your friend. They're all your competition. No one wants to be friends with you. And this is not just in the fashion industry. This is happening in our daily life, in most industry, yes? Right? You thought they were friends, and they were, snap, hit you, and they betrayed you, and we experienced all of that. Why? Because we have past life connection with each one of them. Actually, we do. If you are spending more than 15 minutes with a person, they were in your past life. We're spending more than 15 minutes here together. We were all together doing the very similar thing in our past life. So, nice to meet you again. Good to see you again. And some people, sometimes I feel that with some people, I don't know you. This is the first time I met you. But there's something very strong, very sticky whether it's positive or negative, you probably all felt that, right? And also when you go to certain place, and I'm like, why am I so drawn to this place? I got nothing to do with this place, but why am I so drawn to this? Because you were there from your past life. Yes? I'm just confirming some of this. Why? Right? Because I do past life regression, so I'm having these clients coming into my practice. So a little bit about that background is I was trained as an RTJ practitioner, focused on healing your inner child work. So that was my training. But when I started doing the regression, people started to go automatically to their past lives. I wasn't trained as a past life regression therapist. People who were doing a session with me, they just started to go to their past lives. So I'm like, why do they do that? Because this is what I've always done. This is what I did from my past life. So I wasn't trained, but I'm just doing an inner child healing session, but they will go back to even, some of them will go back to billions of years ago and remember the time where they were being, which we were all there, were being separated from 1 to 2. Some of them are having an abandonment issue from that moment of being separated from God to 2. And some of them are just going to another planet. I'm in this planet, I landed in this planet, but I know that this is not Earth. Where am I? And then he started describing it. He started describing, well, this is a even smaller than moon, and my spaceship landed because it was broken. And that's how he ended his life. Abandoned and no help. I have no help. That's his wound. Mm-hmm. I have no help. And he brought that from that, even, I can't even tell which many years ago, but he brought that back to this lifetime. His core wound is called, I have no help. I feel alone because no one is helping me. So this is how I started to do, and then I'm just getting more and more of past life clients than inner child healing clients. And also the center that I worked in Sedona, that's where I met Tangela. So I was associated with the several different retreat center, and one of the center was called Sedona Soul Adventure. It's one of the most famous retreat center dedicated for the couples and private. So, and then this is very dedicated for 5% of the population, where they have thousands of dollars just to spend, but they're miserable. So the cost of those retreats are anywhere from $5,000 to $10,000 for 1 week. And those were my clients. So they have money. And obviously money doesn't give you the happiness, even though we are all just looking for money. Day after day, I'm doing 2-3 sessions over 2-3 hours of session with them. They're unhappy. They have all the money in the world, right? Their wants are still there, like everybody else. They feel lonely. They don't feel love. Most beautiful supermodel from Hollywood would come, and she doesn't feel she's beautiful enough. And she's single, she can get love because she has a belief inside of her that she's not worthy. So all these things were developed throughout my practice from Sedona, and I actually have a book that I'm writing about 23 core wounds that I discovered, which I thought it was 4, because from my practice, my hypnotherapy teacher told me the 4 wounds. The 4 wounds are, I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy, and I'm not lovable, and I'm alone. So those were what we were told to go by. And then I start discovering there are more than that, because I'm regressing people. And then they go to all these different places, right? And they're telling me when I engage with them, I have the ones that I don't belong. A lot of people here also feel I don't belong, I can't connect. A lot of people, I don't feel worthy. This other thing, I don't feel safe. I'm not safe. Everybody came from the war zone. Everybody just died from some very traumatic events, and they just don't feel safe. So they have to protect themselves, and they're always looking the back. They have to gain extra weight on their body because they don't feel safe. So all of this kind of gave me an idea, and then the cold wounds extended from 4 to 23. And then when I presented to people, then they're checking, almost half of them. Half of them, I can't trust. That's another big thing. And then you can trust, that's why you don't get into a relationship. Not because you're better than others, because you hold the belief that I can trust because you betrayed me from my past. How can I walk this pain again? So these are my backgrounds as how people are going back. And as a treatment, what we do is we work with healing your past. So it's designed, and I kind of created my own system. We have to address everything, your current relationship. Just from looking at your current relationship, I can just tell you what belief system you're operating from. You gotta hear that, and then you close that, and then you have to go back to the time of your high school, your junior high school, where you're not being accepted. If you don't wear Nike, then you're being bullied. If you're pretty, you're being bullied. If you're ugly, you're being bullied. And then people are now losing their identity of who they are. So we all have that. So we have to hit that too. And the most important part of our past that we're being traumatized is our childhood, when we are in between 0 to 7 years old, where your subconscious is wide open and you are accepting everything. Well, your parents never told you that, but you're accepting this belief system being presented to you, and you are soaking it so well, and it becomes your DNA blueprint that you're operating. And what happens when you become an adult? You're creating a very either similar relationship your mom and dad had, or you're creating very opposite relationship, or you don't go into a relationship because of what you observe. It's like a movie. It's blueprint movie from your childhood. So these are very typical way, and this is the reason why people are having challenge in their relationship dynamics. You're basically having a relationship with your mother or father, unfortunately. Or because it's so traumatic, what you do is you close your heart very, very tight, like I did, and you don't open it up. You think you want to open it up. You think you want to have a relationship. And my heart is so fragile from watching what happened from my past. So you just don't open up subconsciously. Your heart walls are closed, and to open up that heart wall, it takes many different modalities being presented. So this is why this type of event is great, because some of you may resonate with me, some of you may resonate with other people, to open your heart. And this is the most holistic way to start opening and then bringing that wall down. So as I am going through this healing journey for myself, and what I noticed was it's not just from my childhood, but it's from your past life. So, and it's incredible, because when I tell you, okay, I want you to come up with your past life. right? And you think you will, because after the past life regression session, people usually go, well, is it really true? I mean, I feel like I made it up. But if I were to tell you right now, why don't you give me a story of one of your past life? Nobody can tell me. Nobody will come up with it. But when I do the regression, it's like a movie that you just start telling me all of this. And what's ironic is that one past life, I usually go visit 3 past lives. One past life, you're in 1,000 years ago, let's say, and the second one, you're in maybe 300 years ago, and third one maybe 50 years ago, and you're in different sex or different position with your career or your people who's showing up, but it's the same pattern, exact same pattern that you're repeating. That you're repeating in this lifetime. What you are most concerned in your lifetime right now, that you came here to heal, it's being presented from your past life. The benefit of doing past life regression is because you are able to absorb, like the blind spot, like you can see the blind spot, but if you are the observer, you can see the blind spot from outside. So that's the benefit of doing past life regression. And then you're gonna have that deeper understanding of why you are being this way and why you're acting and living certain way. And also because you're in a place of theta, which is your subconscious. That's where you can do the healing work, and that's where you get to shift the Akashic record. So many of you may understand of the Akashic records. Yeah, you know what Akashic record is? Akashic record is everything and anything that it has happened from your past and will happen for the rest of your life, as long as you're living, right? All the events, all the relationship, all of it, right? So if you were to go back and able to shift your Akashic records, then you get to create a different future. If you just live the Akashic records that you are aware of and don't do any work on yourself, then that's going to be continuous. So Akashic record change with an event. So relationship ending, divorce, incidents, accidents, somebody's dying, some traumatic thing happens, that's when a lot of our Akashic records shift and change. That's what we are experiencing in current lifetime. But our past life pattern will not change because our ego is so strong, so it doesn't want to change unless there is a very good reason for you to change. A good reason is because you actually don't believe it. So let me explain to you how you can change that. So you all know what happened with this movie called Back to the Future, right? Michael J. Fox mother died, and then they went back to the past, and they did something different. Remember? And then they came back to the current life, and the mother was alive, right? But nobody wants to actually believe that, right? But it's a story. It's a story. That movie story came from somewhere. It's an the Akashic records. You are not staying as this stinky Scorpio. I'm going to bring the good out of you, and you're gonna be the most amazing, intense Scorpio that we love. I'm gonna challenge you Gemini, who you have two different personalities, and you wanna shift and then you wanna just accept that Akashic records of you, and you think you can go back and forth and being in negative Gemini, and I'm gonna challenge you. You're gonna be this twin flame that is doubling your power, and you go out and get things done, not doing this. So this is how we're changing and shifting our Akashic records. We don't stay in negatives, right? This is why we're here. We are here to be a better version of ourselves. I'm gonna become a better version of Cancer, right? So how do we go about shifting that? Obviously, past life regression is an amazing work that we can do. It's a private sessions, and it's intense sessions, and it's also expensive sessions, and it's very very. It's not the type of session like a massage you get to do once a week or once in 2 weeks. It's something that you get to do maybe several times in your lifetime, right? It's not something that you're up to doing it like a Reiki or acupuncture. But it's an important session. It's one thing to do, and I strongly recommend anyone who's interested, whether you like to work with me or you like to work with some other people who does that. It will give you the clue. It will give you some of your past wounds that you don't even think that you're carrying, that you can discover. So I do recommend that. The other way to travel multidimensionally will be through holotropic breathwork. So with breathwork, it's not going to be guided like past life regression. So you're gonna be given glimpse of different scenes if you get to be in that space, and you get to really. I mean, there are many benefits of breath work, not just with seeing your past life, but you will engage. That's how you can go to your past life, and if you remember those scenes from your breathwork sessions, then you can also. If you are aware of this information now that you are, so when you get to do the breath work, you want to put that work in that session by imagining a different scenario than what you engaged. That's how you will get the benefits of truly holotropic breath work. Not just saw it and you talk, but you actually have to shift something for the better benefits. The other great thing that you can do, which how I healed a lot of my trauma, was to be participating in shamanic ceremonies, which is ayahuasca, mushroom, San Pedro's, what else? All of those plant medicine are excellent way to be able to get to this multidimensional state. You will definitely, engage some kind of situation that is stuck in your emotional field. And amazing way to heal. A lot of healing can happen with that. My concern with a lot of the trend that is going out right now with the plant medicine is the facilitator, especially the facilitators from overseas and facilitator from here whose purpose is not necessarily for healing, but to make money. Those are my biggest concerns. So the reason why I say this is because I was introduced to ayahuasca 18 years ago when nobody was doing it. And when I went down there, I already saw how abusive it became, how a lot of sexual trauma being re-traumatized through the ceremonies with certain facilitators, the shamans. And You just have to be able to work with someone who you can trust. So referral, someone who you can trust, because I'm telling you, this was actually my husband's shaman who was trying to get on me 18 years ago. When my husband was doing a ceremony, the shaman actually came out when I was leaving. He was contacting me to see if he can come. So this is the type of unsafe facilitator that are out there, and unsafe facilitator who doesn't understand the medicine very well, just wanting to make money and continuously bringing people to the healing space, but they're not healing. So that's my concern, and that's why I am not necessarily the big fan of actually making psychedelic just legal for everyone to get their hands on, because psychedelic medicines are very sacred sacraments. These were utilized only at a temples and sanctuary where the priestess and priest, and those are the one who understands the medicine, because they are very powerful mind altering medicine. And these days people just get on it like it's a recreation. That's why they were being labeled as a drug. They are very sacred medicine. They have an extreme amount of power to help you and kill you and get people go psychosis. So it's absolutely important for you to be able to trust the person who's providing these services. The other thing is integration. Integrating what you got to witness from your ceremony is probably more important than what you saw, because I tell you, my ex did more than 40 ayahuasca ceremonies. He's not healed.
Wow.
It's a example of how someone who was a drug addict before, right? Who used to be an alcoholic, and utilizing ayahuasca as a wow, this is powerful. I'm being healed. I'm getting messages, because you're in this multidimensional space with God is coming, and then telling you the universe is one with you, and I'm the Gaia of the goddess of the earth, and it's amazing, right? But why are you healing? Why is your issue that you're being challenged in your family? Why isn't this being addressed? Because there's no integration. What was given to you? Okay, so what did you talk to Gaia about your issue from that ceremony? Right? Oh, it was great. Everybody said, oh, it was very awakening. Now I'm awakened. I'm aware. I'm healed. Everybody's like, like that. But when I'm seeing it, because I'm a multi facilitator of different sessions, but I still see that pattern. I still see the pattern from you. I still saw that from my ex. Oh my God, you're still same. You're doing the exact same thing that you did 18 years ago. You're still doing it. It's because there is no integration. There is no one helping you through, because it has to be put in your daily life. We're not here to live up there. We're here to live our earthly human life. Yes? We're not here to live as a spirit, and everybody is talking about we're not just the body, we're the spirit living in human body. Yes, we are the spirit living in human body, having a human experience, which means you still have to go out and work and live, eat, and go to bathroom, have a relationship. You cannot avoid the relationship. You cannot not eat. You have to have a human experience. That's what you all came here to be. You can't shut your emotions and afraid to get into a relationship. You can't be afraid, so you can pursue the dreams that you always dream of ever since you have chosen to come here to earth to be, right? You all have dreams that you came here to create. And some of my clients will say, I haven't done that because I had to survive. I did that too. And I tell you, it's not easy. Like I said, I was in fashion design. I made a good money. And I put my one foot was in the fashion, the other one as a healer. For 18 years, I was doing the back and forth because I was afraid. How? Because there's no belief in me. Because my past life, I was this insecure, scared priestess who really wasn't in her power. So I'm repeating that in this lifetime. And while that's giving me money, so well, I mean, healers, they don't really seem like they can make any living or even rent. And I had to go through that. I was forced because I did so much work on all these journeys. And yeah, not easy to get rid of that. That was all conditioned and packaged. It was already programmed in my life. So you live this way, go get a job. If this is not that job, you're gonna be poor. Artists, they don't make money, don't become an artist, right? And then to get out of that pattern that was put on me, I mean, I went through the struggle that I wanted to give up and thought about, maybe should I go back to my fashion? Like, should I just give it up? Because it's hard. But if it's not that challenging, if it's not work, it's not gonna happen. You gotta put the work. You want the relationship to work, then you gotta face. You have to actually open your heart and really engage. What is it that, okay, I'm finally out of relationship with the narcissist now. I don't attract the narcissist anymore. But now, am I gonna afraid to open my heart because I don't want to be hurt again? Right? Or am I gonna, okay, I'm gonna open my heart and I will engage. And I am gonna open to whatever the lesson that is being presented. Am I still attracting similar energy? Or if I'm attracting different energy, what am I, and this is not healthy, then what am I learning? If you're not learning, you're stuck, right? So with the energy of Leo, are we almost there? No, we still have time. With the energy of Leo, so this is what's happening. When Leo, we are forced to take our life, we're forced to take the leadership of our life at this moment. Will you be the leader of your life, or will you continuously let others to lead your life? We're being in this place of retrograde with Mercury, where it feels like we're going back. It feels like past is being presented, so past wounds will be presented to you throughout this month. That doesn't mean you're going back and you're being stuck or you're being challenged. Challenge is if you don't deal with it. So what you want to do is when it's being presented, okay, what am I going to do something different this time? Challenge yourself this time with the courage of Leo. And then the Leo energy will actually support you. So what am I going to do differently this time? And what am I going to bring in? Something new. Something that you have never done, because that's a pattern breaker. When you're bringing something new, it breaks your pattern. So whether it's physical, emotional, relationship, career, commit yourself to bringing something new, because that's the energy that is being supported, right? And the last thing that I want to do before we go into the new moon ceremony, this is probably one of the cheapest and easy way for you to travel. to your multidimensional life. Time traveling mushroom right here. So, as a past life regression therapist, I'm always trying to help my clients. How can I help them without having to do another session that feels heavy on them, because it's expensive sessions, right? It's not $100 session, and because of my time needs to be valued, I do have to charge certain amount of money. But this case, actually, for very minimal financial investment, you're getting the most benefits out of time traveling. So the spirit of Amanita muscaria is very happy. And you may feel that if you look at this, like you, oh my God, they're so cute and they're so vibrant. They make you just smile when you look at them. When you look at their, but that's why we even have that in our phone as an icon. And they look so cute and they have that happy spirit, right? And they are the spirit of Smurf mushrooms. So they carry that. They are this fearless, very loving spirit, and their mission, their purpose in our earthly life is to come into our life and replace the fear and bringing the joy, peace, and happiness into our life. So they've been doing a great job. As you can see, I am very approachable, and all you feel from me is just this very lighter spirit, very, very happy person that you see. I'm not always happy, but most time I'm very happy to meet you and share this messages with you. So they come in, you can take it as a tea, you can microdose as chocolates or gummies, you can do, I have a very delicious mushroom coffee that I created with them. You can do it with the skin. If you don't want to ingest it, you can do it with the skin. I have an amazing body butter called I am tantric that you put them on and the mushroom will be absorbed through. They're not psychedelic. They're not illegal. They're completely legal. And this is what they do. You take them, microdose. You're not supposed to get high. This is not for getting high mushroom. You take them, and you're gonna go to sleep. You have sleeping issues, they will take care of you. And while you're sleeping, they will take you to your past life. So it's like doing a past life regression microdose. It's not gonna be as extensive as I'm giving you the session, but they're gonna give you some of the scenes, and you are alive in the scene. And then you get to do things and you get to absorb. And then all they're doing is show you this is what was stuck in your emotional fear. And all their spirit is, okay, we're ready to remove you. The Smurf, remember the Smurf? They remove that out of you. That's the Smurf series. They're moving all the fear out of us, right? And then what happens? We can finally sleep. Deeper sleep, sleeping without thousand thoughts, waking up in between, and we get good night's sleep. And then what happens to our body? Our body gets to heal itself because that's what our body does. Our body is a healing machine. They are supposed to heal while we are resting and sleeping. We're not healing our body because we don't get a proper sleep. How many people I have engaged as I created this line, coming into my booth, complaining about I have anxiety, ADHD, and sleep disorder. This is the 75% of the people coming into my booth complaining about the issues. They're coming from because they are in fear. Somewhere inside of them, they can't relax. So without me talking to you guys, they actually are very helpful to sleep and do a little bit of past life regression while you're sleeping. And you get to be a little bit more in peace. Some of the things that were very triggering within the relationships, they're kind of being, yeah, you can just let it go. And some of the things that was kind of like, oh, I'm being scared. Suddenly you're not being scared anymore. You're just like, you know what? That doesn't work for me. So I'm gonna just leave. You can stop talking to me because what you're talking to me is very toxic to me. So I'm gonna get up and go home. And please don't call me anymore because I'm not gonna waste my time with this toxic conversation that was draining my energy anymore. This is my personal experience, and a lot of my clients are getting big benefit. My clients are actually in my booth while I'm talking to you right now, sharing her experience. She actually was one who was suffering from anxiety, was in 6 different medications. As she incorporated this into her life, she's completely off. I couldn't do a plant ceremony with her because she was doing heavy dose of antidepressant. If you're having antidepressant and anxiety pharmaceutical medication, then you cannot have a proper plant medicine ceremony. So now she's completely off, and I think she wants to work with this now. So that's the creativity that comes out of here and empowerment that comes out of here with all my practice. I am happy that I was able to share some glimpse of it. And if you're more curious about it, then I have a booth inside that I invite you to come and sample some of the mushroom coffees and gummies and get to know and now I think we all get to have a little bit of new moon ceremony. Yes.
Yes.
All right. So we got about 7 minutes left. So I ask you to close your eyes. Okay. Close your eyes if you like to participate in this. Today is actually the new moon day, and I want you to think about something that's been bothering you that you want to get better at, whether it's your health or your career or your relationship. This is not a lifetime ceremony. This is the ceremony of this month. So I just ask you one thing. Let's just focus on one thing that you would like to improve in your life. And when you are bringing this up, then I ask you to achieve that, what could possibly be something that is on the way? Is this the time? Is it money? Or it's something about yourself that you're doubting about yourself. So we want to bring both of them up to the surface, what you like to achieve, get better at, and what could possibly be something that could be a blockage or challenge. And with that, I am bringing in the image for each one of you, this energy of a courageous Lion King energy to your psyche. And you are going to all see as you close your eyes the image of this amazing, beautiful, powerful energy of Lion King, who is ready to partner with you. You are becoming a partner for this month. I want you to imagine yourself as he's allowing you to hop on his back. I want you to just imagine yourself hopping on this powerful, fearless lion and just be with it, on it, and you're ready. You're ready, you're activating your inner soul's purpose, finally allowing you to give that love to yourself. joining yourself completely with this energy, you're ready to take off. And you're imagining, continuously imagine you riding this powerful lion energy and flying on this lion energy, on this lion's back. And I want you to just imagine yourself flying with this lion wherever you want to go. And you are going to arrive. You will achieve. Even though there are all these different dark forces wants to get on the path, because you are owning this energy, you are arriving at this time and space where you're being more empowered, healed, and being able to stand for yourself. So with that, just own it, and we confirm, say, it is done. I want you to say together with me, it is done.
It is done.
Again, it is done.
It is done.
And one more time, it is done.
It is done.
And so it is. Thank you.